Well, hello, welcome. This is the first in a series of cooking videos. Not something I ever imagined I'd do. I just thought I was going to be doing budgeting. But some of you seem to really like the cooking videos, and it's a challenge for me. So I have decided that I'm going to make this challenge, and I'm going to do several videos called Tastes from a Tiny Kitchen, because my kitchen's absolutely tiny. So let me just show you around the kitchen before I start, so you can see why it's such a big challenge. So this is the sum total of my kitchen. That's it, folks. That is everything. Let me just take you around. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably smaller than most people's bathrooms. Let me just take you around. I'll show you what I have to work in. So I have my microwave, and there's a dishwasher there, and above that there is a store cupboard, and then there's my gas hob and electric oven, and next to that in the corner there's my kettle and my trusty steed, the slow cooker. I love that thing. I've had it years and it's really served me well. I would advise anybody to get one if you haven't already. There was a cupboard under the sink there. There are two cupboards. That the one in the corner goes right back into the corner. It's really roomy but difficult to get things out of. And that's my under the sink cupboard. The sink is under this board. This is makeshift, so I put this board over so I can prepare food, because otherwise I've got no room. So underneath is just my sink, that's all. And my window, a few bits and pieces. There's a coriander plant in there, which I got from a Too Good To Go bag. And then in the corner there's a little bit more storage. There is a fridge. It's tiny. I do put everyday things in there, like my butter and my cheese. I have got a big fridge freezer in another room, because I brought that from another house and I didn't want to get rid of it, so I do use that. And then just in this corner there's a mop there and a towel. It's handy. There's just like a little serving unit. It's got my bin on. I don't use it for serving, I just use it for storing things, really, because it's nice size just to go in that corner. So literally it's like a cupboard, folks. Let me just do another pan out so you can see. This is my cupboard of a kitchen. So this is where all the food prep goes on. So it's a real challenge to me. So welcome to the first video of Tastes from a Tiny Kitchen. Let's see what we're going to create. Today I'm going to make carrot and coriander soup using some carrots I got really cheaply for 17 pence on a yellow sticker, and some coriander that I got in a Too Good To Go bag, and one or two other ingredients. So this recipe I did find on YouTube. I love YouTube for recipes. So this is carrot and coriander soup. Now the one I saw was made in a pan, but this one's going to go in the slow cooker. The slow cooker is my bestest friend in the kitchen. It's a really helpful piece of equipment to have, so I can well recommend one if you haven't got one. So for this recipe you will need an onion, you will need some carrots, and I'm not specifying how many. I've put 3 on the board there, but I've got another massive bag here which was 17 pence from Morrison's on the yellow sticker. So I'm going to use quite a few of those for this. I was actually given some fresh coriander leaves, well, a coriander plant, and I've taken the leaves off that, and I'm going to chop that to put in to add to the flavour. I'm going to add some garlic. I'm going to add some ground cumin for a little bit of flavouring, and a little bit of turmeric. I think that helps the colour. It's also really good for you, apparently. And then what's going to happen to all the ingredients once they're chopped is they'll go into the slow cooker, and then they'll just marinate and cook really slowly until I'm ready to actually deal with them. Then they'll get blended. So we'll go through that process together. So here goes. I'm going to start by moving everything out of the way, because I'm going to start peeling the carrots. Make sure you take the ends off those carrots as well, before you start chopping them. Just those ends there. Apologies for the light change there. I think it's gotten a bit dark outside. I've just put a bit of light on. I don't know whether that makes any difference or not. Take the ends off each carrot and just give it a peel. Some carrots you don't have to peel. Chantre carrots are really nice. You can put them in whole, just take the ends off. I am going to put quite a few carrots in because I'm going to freeze some of this. This freezes really well. So we'll just record. Oh, we are recording. So the carrots don't need to be chopped in any particular way. They don't need to be finely chopped or anything like that. Just roughly chopped is absolutely fine, because they are going to go into the soup and they are going to be blended eventually. So the carrots, I'm going to put the carrots straight into the slow cooker dish, because I haven't got enough room to actually just put them to one side. So I'm just going to pop them straight into the dish so that I can get on with preparing the other veg. You'll see those going in there now. There we are, that's all the carrots in. Lovely in there, aren't they? Look at that. So I didn't use all of the carrots. I've left myself, I've left myself 6, because I might have those with a dinner one night. I think that was quite nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna take out that coriander leaf and chop it up a little bit. I understand this is what you have to do with it. Just chop it a little bit. I think you can put it in whole. It's really nice. It smells lovely, you know. It really does. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't have to be too finely chopped. Remember, it's going to go into a blender anyway when it's done. Some people do say leave a little bit of coriander leaf for when the soup's finished, just to garnish it. I'm not too bothered about that, really. Again, that's going to go straight into the pot. Oh, it smells delightful. Ready. And then ready for the stock. I'm going to peel and chop 2 cloves of garlic now. Very sadly, my garlic crusher died last week. It just broke completely. I haven't managed to get a new one yet. Probably have to order one from the internet. Did go and have a look in the shops yesterday and I couldn't find what I wanted. So I would say if you haven't got a garlic crusher, that's okay. This is going to blend anyway. Just finely chop, and you want as much or as little garlic as you need. If you like it really garlicky, put loads in. I'm going to put 2 cloves in just to give it a little bit of flavour. So I'm just going to chop that as fine as I'm able, really. But it just, again, doesn't matter because it does blend. Oh, it smells lovely. Garlic does smell lovely, doesn't it? So I'm just going to put garlic in. I'm going to chop and peel an onion. Finely chopped because it's going to blend eventually. Once again, I'm just going to get that big dish, pop in the onion. That looks a little bit like a bit of peel there, and that one. I'm happy with that. There we are. So in goes the onion. I'm going to then add a little bit of salt to taste. You don't have to put salt in. I don't often. I just think sometimes it offsets all the flavours. I would guess at half a teaspoon. I'm not going to measure it out. I'm just going to kind of shake a little bit in. You can put pepper in. I don't, because I don't like pepper at all. I am going to add a shake of cumin. Again, I don't measure. You can. Half a teaspoon, if that. Depends how cuminy you like it, really. And a little bit of, what's not delightful, and a little bit of turmeric powder. Just gives it a nice, it is like very mildly flavoured turmeric, but I think it gives it a nice colour. Again, half a teaspoon, doesn't need to be much. And then all you do is you just give that a little bit of a stir all those ingredients in. So, oh, it smells delightful. It's really nice with that turmeric and everything in. And then I'm just going to add some water, and it doesn't have to be from a kettle. I'm doing it from a kettle because that's where my water is at the moment. It's been pre-boiled, but it doesn't have to be. I do think it's very helpful if it's already heated up. It's not essential. And that's all I do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop on my lid and put that into my slow cooker. You can't actually see my slow cooker from the angle I've got the camera at. But I'm going to put that on to simmer on low heat, and it'll probably simmer till, I don't know what the time is. It'll probably simmer for about 4 or 5 hours, and I want the carrots and the onions to be soft. Because when it's done, I'm going to blend them. So I'll be blending them once they've cooled a little bit. So that's basically it until it's time to blend them. Here's the carrot soup that we've cooked in the slow cooker. It's probably taken about 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours, and I'm letting it cool. So there's the mixture in the slow cooker, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the carrots and the onions and the ingredients, but not the water at this stage, into this blender. So bear with me while I do that. I mean, it doesn't matter if you do get some water in. It's not the problem, but what we don't want is all of the fluid in. Just bear with me because I'm filming, holding the camera so I can get the right angle in the tiny kitchen. That's quite a laugh. I sometimes do this in batches as well, just depends what I get in my blender. I might get it all in. I used to have a smaller blender. You just need to be careful with this, because sometimes if you put really hot things into certain blenders, they're not meant for hot things, but I think this is okay. You can leave some chunks in as well if you don't want it all blended. I like mine quite smooth. So I've got everything in there now, and we are going to blend. So I just took out the noise of the blender because it was really loud for the video, and I've speeded it up a little bit. So you probably want to blend for 2 to 3 minutes on various speeds depending on the speed of your blender. I do mine forwards and backwards because it means that all of the little bits get sort of moved about properly, and I sometimes open the top up and give it a little bit of a stir to make sure everything gets moved around. So it is really, really rich and creamy. I'll just show you how rich and creamy it is. What's going to happen to that is that I'm going to put that into the rest of the stock, which is in there. And we'll get the rest of that out in a moment when I've got a free hand. And that's going to stir in, and it makes more of a soup than a paste when it's gone back into that stock. Stir that in. And there is our lovely carrot and coriander soup. So what I'm going to do with that is I am actually going to put it into some plastic containers, pop a couple in the fridge for tomorrow and the day after, and then I will freeze the rest of it. It freezes really well. So I hope you enjoyed that. So I hope you've enjoyed that little episode of Taste from a Tiny Kitchen. If you like what we do on this channel, please give us a like and a subscribe. That always helps us, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.